Well, it's official. Blake Lively has dropped her claims against Justin Baldoni, filed over the weekend. Plus, she's got a new A-list crew. The Biebers are out fighting. It looks like Hailey Bieber was not too happy with her hubby Justin Bieber on Father's Day as he posted a string of cryptic messages. Lots to get into. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Happy Monday. It is Monday, June 16th. I hope you guys had a nice Father's Day. I got to celebrate my birthday over the weekend. Holla. I had a lot of fun. I got to do a workout with my gym friends, and then we went out for um, dinner, which was fun. We went out for dinner and drinks. I'm in downtown, so we were like navigating all of the curfews because we've had the curfews have been nonstop. So we had to like navigate, you know, birthday celebrations while also meeting curfew. Luckily, LA Live, they have, I mean, hotels have restaurants, so like they have to stay open for people that are staying at the hotels. So LA Live, because they have two hotels there, I think they have the Marriott and then they have the Ritz that are inside of LA Live. So those restaurants were able to like stay open or stay open a little late. So I went to dinner with my gym friends on Saturday. We worked down the morning, then went to dinner, and we had Mexican, which was nice, and margaritas. And then afterwards, we went to Yard House because that was like one of the only places that was open in downtown because of the curfew. But but yeah, and then last night I got to go to dinner at Katsuya with my family, so that was fun. That was a good time. But thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I am now officially 32, living life. Yeah, living life. I got a haircut. I got my Botox touched up from Dr. Deer, and I got my brows done, and that did not turn out so yummy. I went to go get my brows done, and so I went to this new place. I don't know. I don't like naming these spots, but I guess here's what I will say. Always do your due diligence, but I did go to this new brow spot in downtown LA. I normally don't like to go where I don't like $12 brows because I feel like you can screw them up very easily. So I like to pay a little, to invest a little. And there's one guy, here's who I will shout out. His name is Marco, and his brand is called EcoBrow, ECOBROW. He was great, and I've gone to him for years, but he's kind of far. He's all the way out in like Beverly Hills, and so like going from downtown, like it's such a mission to get across, and he's a little pricey, so it's like getting an Uber there, paying for the service, then getting an Uber back. Like it adds up, and it's just like such an inconvenience to go there when like you get your brows done in 10 minutes. I'm like, if I can find somewhere in downtown, I would love to get it done in downtown. And so there was this place. I did try them. I didn't touch my brows. I didn't touch my face for like, I would say almost 2 years, maybe about a year and a half ish. And my brows, I probably didn't touch them up for maybe like about a year. But I would always go to Marco to get them threaded, and he was great. But I decided, like, let me see if I can find somebody. Let me test it out. I hate waxing. I prefer threading because it's just, I feel like a little more precise and controlled. But so I found this place and I decided to go. And the first time I went, like my brows were like really like full and bushy. And so she tweezed them just to kind of clean them up and like looked great, right? Then she's like, okay, you'll need to come back for like a 6 week follow up. And I was like, okay, 6 weeks is kind of soon. Normally, I would typically wait till like 8 weeks or when they just felt a little unruly and I would go back to Marco. But so she's like, you can make your appointment now. And I was like, all right, let's make an appointment, a follow up for 6 weeks. Cool. So made a follow up for 6 weeks. 6 weeks comes, and I was kind of looking at my brows this week, and I was like, I don't feel like I really need them done. Like I feel like they're kind of fine. Like maybe they can go a couple of extra weeks, but you know what? It's my birthday. Let me get a haircut. Got my Botox touched up. I loved the work that Dr. Deer had done. Like he even like balances out the asymmetry in your face if your brows are a little different or off or whatever, especially if you have like a lazy eye. And he always does such great work. He's pricey. But so I decided, all right, let me go back for my 6 week follow up. And I was like, there's literally not much that they need to do. Like it's like a very minor, slight cleanup. Little straggly here, little stray there, whatever, right? Nothing major. And I was like, this will be quick and easy. So I go in, I was running around and we had to change the date. It was supposed to be on Saturday, and then they moved it up to Sunday because Saturday, we were trying to save democracy and end fascism. And so, in honor of overthrowing the king, all the businesses were closed on Saturday. And so I went in, and then she started waxing my brows, and I just kind of felt, I was like, oh, I feel like we're doing a little much. I could just feel it. I was like, I feel like she's like waxing a lot. And then she brought the tweezers out, and I was like, we just waxed, and now she's bringing the tweezers out, and I can feel her. And you can feel the difference between like a thin, little straggly brow hair and like a thick, full brow hair, right? There's a difference. And so then I felt a hard pluck, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And it was like in the it was actually on this side. It was the arch, and I was like, "Oh my god, did she just give me a hard arch?" Like I feel like I felt that, and that did not feel so yummy. That felt like I'm gonna look like Spock. And so she finished, gave me the mirror. I was still lying back, so I looked in the mirror, and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Ooh, that looks a little more than I was anticipating, but okay, it's fine. It's nothing. I can't grow the hair back. Whatever. I'll just have to live with it." And my take is always like, if your brows ever get fucked up, like you can very easily just use a brow pencil to fix it, right? So I left, didn't see myself, walked home because it wasn't too far. Walked home, looked in the mirror, and I was like, "Oh my god, I look like an angry bird. I look like an angry bird." The shape and the angle that she gave me was so wild. I was like, "What did she do to my face?" Like, it made me look crazy and like an angry bird, okay? Now, you're sure I see some of you in the live chat, and you're just like, "Oh, you look cute, you look fine, it looks good." And I was like, that's because what you're seeing right now is brow pencil. Like, this is not what my brows look like." And I know that I'm not crazy because I also showed them to other people because I, like, did a little rant on Instagram about it, and then people are like, "Show me so that, let me see if you're being dramatic." And so I was like, "Okay." So I showed them with no brow pencil on, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, she really did you dirty." And I was like, "Thank you that you validated me." So, yeah, crazy. And so I like left a mean Yelp, not a mean, but like a negative Yelp review, and I felt really badly about it. And the owner contacted me, and then they sent me an email, and they're like, "Do you want to come in and see somebody else?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to come in and see somebody else. You think I just fell out of a coconut tree? I don't want to come in and see anybody else. Why would I want to come in and see anybody else when you've already like took off too much? Like it's gonna take a while for the brows to grow back." I was like, "Thank God I have a brow pencil that can just at least give me a shape so I don't look like fucking Spock." No, you know who I look like? Brittany Cartwright from The Valley. You know how Brittany has like her eyebrow, they're like weird, they're just like up, they like go up like this. Like that's I'd look like an angry bird. Like she just took the ends of the brow up way too high and like and then I think thought she messed up. So then she like tried to force a an arch here. So I'm like, no, like let's not do that. Let's not do that. So Creepy says, "File a CRD complaint or versus the brow saboteur." Yeah. No, Lala can't. No, but Lala, even though her eyebrows are high, she still has an arch. Brittany doesn't have much of an arch. Brittany's brows are like up. They're like "Ooh." Brittany's brows look like this, which, listen, to be fair, that's what I sent it to one of my coaches because they were like, "I didn't even notice when we went to dinner." I was like, "Yeah, because makeup, guys, that is a thing. You can use it to fix people's bad work." And then I showed her, and she was like, "Oh my god, you look like Jafar from Aladdin." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, Michelle says Disney villain brows. Yeah, I look like Jafar from Aladdin. Loved seeing your brother try sake. Oh yeah, I forgot. We went to dinner last night. He tried sake for the first time and he hated it. Um, yeah, see, it's the worst. Same thing happened to me. Never again. Yeah, I think you just have to be very clear. You also need somebody that can like understand facial aesthetics, understand facial aesthetics and not and like know to not do anything crazy. Like you can't just like I'm sure the brow would look fine on somebody else's face, just not on my face. How did you draw on new brows? Stencil? No, you just draw on a brow. It's not that. What do you think I'm gonna put a stencil on my face and be like, "Oh, let me outline this." Well, you just kind of you lightly like you sketch it in. It's not that hard. Not the Matt Gates brow. Does Matt Gates have those brows? Let me see. Matt Gates. Oh, yeah. Well, no, but again, Matt Gaetz has, like, the Lala Kent brows where there's a high arch, but no, it's not I wouldn't say they're Matt Gaetz brows because his brows when without emotion, like, his brows seem to, like, fit his eye, but when he has emotion, you can see, like, the tip go or the not the tip, the arch goes up. That's similar to Lala Kent, but I don't think I have Lala eyebrows. I have Brittany Cartwright eyebrows. It's not a cute it's not yummy at all. Um so yeah, that was my brow debacle. There's always a debacle. There was the Fry Madness debacle at Cara Cara. Now I have this. And then I wrote them back an email, like a more detailed email about like, and now I have to let my brows come, blah, blah, blah. And I wrote them the email because they, I guess, wanted me, I don't know if they wanted me to take down the negative Yelp review, but they wanted to rectify it. They wanted to make it right. And then I never heard from them again, nor have I gotten a refund. I was like, well, there. Well, on camera, they look great. I noticed immediately great pencil work. Thank you. You noticed immediately, so then is it really good pencil work? No, they haven't given me a refund yet. And I still gave her 15% tip because I was like, oh, I feel like it's mean to not tip people, but I can't give her 20%. So to me, really sticking it to her was giving her a 15% when I should have given her no percent. But again, I didn't really notice it until the end, until I got home and looked in the mirror and I was like, oh my God, I look like an angry bird. Literally look like an angry bird. I hope you started the email with, "This is going to ruin the tour." What tour? The world tour. Madly Mercurio said, "I just opened my Ipsy box and I got a concealer called Yummy." Ah, I know. Thank you for not having skinny brows. You look good. No, I do have skinny brows, Diana. That's the thing. I have skinny brows because she screwed up my brows. So now I have to like literally draw an entirely just to get back to the brows I used to have. I had a nice, full, beautiful, yummy brow. And now it's not so yummy. Anna says, I like the gray on you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's hard when you have blonde brows. Yeah, no, I bet. Because then you also have the risk of like making them look like makeup brows, like the pencil brows. You notice I'm immediately, so it's really good pencil work. Yeah, you sound like my anxiety. Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. So sorry that your self birthday eyebrow treatment ended up not so great. You're gorgeous. Anyway, thank you. So yeah, did she wax and tint? No, she just ripped the shit out of them with her fucking waxing business. Time for a lawsuit. Justice for yummy brows. Yeah, bring back yummy brows. Beautiful gowns, beautiful gowns, beautiful brows. You're still yummy. So, guys, we made yummy happen. Like, do we have to thank Blake Lively for that? I know some people get mad and they're just like, "Ah, stop saying yummy." But I feel like the audience is like our community here has adopted the yummy term. We've embraced it now. Now I notice my reviews over the weekend are like Republican propaganda. I was like, am I Republican now? I learn new things about myself on the internet all the time. I was like, am I now Republican? What did I say last week? Don't riot and don't interrupt press conferences or else security will detain you. Like I was like, don't riot and don't interrupt press conferences. I thought those were like very normal takes. Um, was I a little sassy about it? Sure, but I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was Republican to say don't riot. Should I say please riot, tear it? Like let's go loot, let's go make some undocumented purchases. Never without yummy teeth. Never without teeth. So yummy, never with teeth. Blake Lively made yummy very Rufus. Yep. You're a buff, Zaddy. Thank you. Thank you, Kenny G. Okay, on that note, let's take a quick break for this week's sponsors, and then we'll get into the Blake Lively dropping her claims and this new article that I thought was funny about Blake Lively's new A-list stars. We'll get into all that and the Biebers in just a sec. But first, a message from this week's sponsors. It's summer, which means travel plans are in full swing. Don't be caught off guard while you're away from home and be sure to pack a travel friendly medical emergency kit from the Wellness Company. No need to deal with the hassle of sickness because this compact blue case is your portable urgent care, stocked with ivermectin, Z-Pak, amoxicillin, and 6 other essential prescription medications right at your fingertips. With the Wellness Company's medical emergency kit, you can tackle serious health concerns without worrying about urgent care, especially when you're far away from home. This kit cuts through the red tape by allowing you to take control of your health versus being reactive and inconvenienced. You don't need a gatekeeper because their medical board created a guidebook that outlines common treatments for UTIs, strep throat, bacterial infections, respiratory illnesses, and more. All it takes is filling out a digital intake form, and your kit arrives at your door in 1 to 2 weeks. Order your kit now by heading to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to save up to $45 off plus free shipping. Kits available to U.S. residents only. Summer is here. More sun, more light, more time to do all the things that make summer so special, right? And the number one thing that you don't want to be doing this summer is spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in. Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, and it takes the hassle out of eating well. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick up gourmet meals that fit your summer gains or your goals. Look at that. Get the gains in. I'm on a protein rich, but they also have other options like Calorie Smart or Keto, or you can join me on the Protein Plus plan. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown with nutritious breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. Factor has your whole day covered. Enjoy more this summer. Get Factor if you want all the flavor and none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/nofilter50 off and use code NOFILTER50 off. That's NOFILTER50 OFF. No filter 50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code NOFILTER50 off at factormeals.com/NOFILTER50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/NOFILTER50 off. All right, let's get into all the Blake Lively drama because we have yet another court filing this morning. One that maybe we're happy about. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of over it, but sure, let's get into it. Blake Lively. It is now official. She has dropped her claims. All parties have agreed to drop the emotional distress claims. It is hereby stipulated and agreed by and between the undersigned attorneys for the parties to the above captioned actions that pursuant to the federal blah, blah, blah. Plaintiff Blake Lively hereby withdraws and dismisses the 10th cause of action, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and the 11th cause of action, negligent infliction of emotional distress, asserted in her amended complaint with prejudice. Here's the key part because she was fighting to do it without prejudice so that she could bring these out later on. Now she has dropped it with prejudice, with each party to bear their own costs and fees, with or without the dismissal of any other claim, counterclaim, or third-party claims asserted here therein. It is further stipulated and agreed that the stipulation may be executed in counterparts and electronic, and facsimile signatures shall have the same force and effect as the originals. Boom. And then she has all 50 of her attorneys and their emails and all the drama. So here it is, guys. She's officially dropped with prejudice, and she's paying her own attorney's fees. Now, there's still an uphill battle, but she did it. She promised it. She was fighting for it, but the judge had already ruled that no. He ruled that if the issues dropping the claims line, she dropped the claims. Dropping claims equals lying. Oh, her dropping her claims equals that she's lying. For emotional distress. Well, yeah, because remember, she didn't want to turn over the medical records. But I believe, so here's where it gets tricky because we had, what was it, the garden variety, where she can now, like, other people can come and verify that, like, she was, emotionally distressed, even though she's not really claiming emotional distress. I don't know. She's fighting for every little thing that she can. It's kind of getting annoying and overly cumbersome. Danny's saying, I thought she did this already. So what she was doing was she wanted to drop them without prejudice. That's what she was fighting for, was the opportunity to bring this up again. If she, to bring forth the claims down the line, she didn't want them to dismissed. She didn't want them to be dismissed altogether. But Baldoni's team was like, no, we're fighting to have them dropped with prejudice because you can't have your cake and eat it too. If you're dropping the claims, then you're dropping them all together. And so now it's official. The judge told her, listen, if you move forward with your claims, your medical records are going to be dragged into this. And if not, then, then stick to your decision that you're dropping it. But the biggest piece that we were waiting on was whether or not she was going to drop with prejudice or she was going to continue to fight for without prejudice. So at this point, yeah. Blake Lively's motion to compel was dismissed. Yeah. There were a lot of different court filings that came in over the weekend. It's honestly not as yummy as it's been in the past. It's just kind of like, all right. There were a bunch of letters to the judge. There was a letter from Brian Friedman. Yeah, they've been going back and forth. At this point, it's kind of exhausting. She's fighting for they're fighting for subpoenas of other people, and they're fighting to drop the subpoenas. It's kind of just like forever unfolding. But yeah. Cogniz Garden Variety is such a good name for a podcast. Well, people are saying it sounds like a salad. It does kind of sound like a salad, but she's good at doing word salad, so good for her. Let her live her life. Let her this she's saving democracy with her headline, with her lawsuit. Crazy wackadoodle lady. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Okay. That said, this is a funny article that I thought we had to discuss because I just kind of found it hilarious and interesting. But not only is it funny, but I'm curious if you guys think that this is some sort of conflict of interest. But so on the Daily Mail, they have this new article, and it's Blake Lively's new Gossip Girls Under Siege stars flaunts A-list squad after being iced out by Taylor Swift. Now, also mind you, one of the authors of this article is James Vituska. Say what? Who's James Vituska? Oh, yeah. He was the guy that was playing both sides. Remember that they were trying to subpoena to get his text messages because he's the one that told them that Leslie Sloan was claiming that Blake Lively was harassed by Justin Baldoni. Well, now Vituska's dragged back into all this because he's still writing articles about Blake Lively. And now I'm torn, but I'm like, is he on Blake's team? Is he not on Blake's team? I don't really know. Holly says her ex-CIA PR team is going crazy on people concerning. I know. The Blake Lively salad should be offered in menus that include the vegan that grosses people out, the veg that grosses people out. Where's my boy Josh Boswell? He's still around. Did I tell you guys I had lunch with him? He's going to be in my LA show. If you haven't gotten tickets to the tour, the Zactivated tour, Josh Boswell is going to be in my show here in Los Angeles. That's going to be August 10th. So you can get tickets at nofilterlive.com. Josh Boswell is going to be on stage. Maybe we'll have the Ask Two Lawyers guys. I don't know. I feel like I might have a ton of surprises for you. James is on Team James. That's for damn sure. Zach, did you see that now people are saying Strollergate pics are AI? Yes, we'll give an update on Strollergate because I did ask you guys what your thoughts were. I need to see the empty stroller analysis. We'll get into the Strollergate in a second. But I just wanted to go through this article because it's like, oh, she has a new A-list squad. What? Who is it? And then they get into the history about how like she was iced out by Taylor Swift and she wasn't invited to Gigi Hadid's birthday party and like all of her like, big girl fans or her big girl, I call them the Pretty Pussy Posse. And the Pretty Pussy Posse has dumped her. But so now they're like, just wait, she's got a new posse. And I was like, ooh, who's the new Pretty Pussy Posse? For God's sake, not the stroller again. No, we're gonna get into everybody's theories on Instagram. I love Strollergate. That's funny, honestly. Some people are like, this is dumb. Now you're just scraping the bottom of the barrel. I was like, it's fun at this. It's more fun than reading her stupid court filings. Those are fucking boring as shit. There's nothing new or interesting in them, and they're just dumb. But anyway, but so this is her new posse. Her sister, her half sister, Robin Lively, who nobody's ever fucking heard of. Selma Hayek, who we've already seen and known because they went to lunch. Remember, this is her new posse right here, guys. Salma Hayek, who's arguably the most notable one in this list. Kate Johnson, who nobody's ever fucking heard of, and it's because it's her her niece, her half sister's daughter. Her niece Kate Johnson is a 20-year-old niece. Kate Johnson is part of her new posse. And then I'm like, okay, where are the A-listers? Then we get to Rob and Caitlin Olsen. Okay, don't know who they are. Rob and Caitlin Olsen. They're he co-owns the Wrexham Football Club with Ryan Reynolds. Not that notable. They also star in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which hasn't been on the air in how many years? When was the last time? Is it still out? No way. When did the show end? The show ended. Is it still going on? No, it ended like in the early 2000s. Oh, no, they're on season 17. Wow. I didn't realize It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was still on 17 seasons later. Is anybody still watching that? But so okay, great. Good for them. They still got a job. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay, I'm still waiting for the A-listers. Ah, there we go. Michelle or McKaylee Maroney, however you pronounce it. Michelle Maroney, McKelly Maroney, Mike Maroney. Chip and Joanna Gaines from the Fixer Uppers. Okay, got it. Still waiting for the A-listers. Allie Reisman. Interesting. Never heard of her. Oh, she's a gymnast. Got it. Don't care. And then Demi Moore. Demi Moore is one more surprisingly staunch supporter of Blake Lively and could potentially be on the way to being a member of her inner circle. Moore kicked off quite the controversy when she struck a pose with Lively at the Time 100 gala alongside Georgina Chapman, Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife. We don't even have a photo of her with Demi Moore. So yeah, that's her new A-list crew. Her niece, her half sister, and Michelle Maroney. What a crew. What an A-list crew. Look at all those stars. Joanna Gaines, who owns the hotel in Texas. Yeah. The judge denied Blake Lively's motion to compel the Wayfarers third parties. I wonder if that's also encompassing though of the third party investigation. I'm glad that he denied. Listen, so this is where I'm saying the judge is definitely fair here. Michelle says maybe not A-list, but just a list. Yeah, it's certainly a list of people, right? Demi less, please. Yeah. Allie Reisman was one of the gymnasts who was horribly abused, so she's probably going to sympathize with Blake. She just took a selfie with her at the Wrexham game. I don't believe that this is her new posse. I don't believe that these people are like, yeah, we're down for Blake Lively. Yeah. Let's tell Justin Baldoni pussy grabs back. You know, I'm just like, what? I don't get it. Oh, he's seen the online backlash and felt he had to appear fair. No, okay, so let's talk about the judge really quickly, and then we'll get back into Strollergate, and then we'll get into the Biebers. So here's the thing, and I know this because I noticed since Cassidy O'Connell's videos come out, there's kind of like this new vigilante, let's take down and expose the judge. And so I want us to be, and I've said this from the very beginning, I want us to be very mindful and I want us to be very careful of not jumping down the crazy conspiracy theory rabbit hole. He may be biased, he may have some sort of ties, but that's not for us to seek vigilante justice. That's for the Wayfair parties to handle that in court. We have to be very careful about attacking people because when we attack people, all it does is make Baldoni and Baldoni's side look bad. Not only that, but it also gives Blake Lively and her team the availability to be like, look at, he got the internet fired up. They're going crazy. They're, attacking me. The smear campaign is still going on. The more you drive that, the more you're proving her case. You're helping her case. So we need to be very careful. And that's part of the reason I haven't wanted to do the deep dive into Judge Lyman, because that's not my place to do that. The Wayfair parties, if they feel like he's being biased towards them and they feel like there's some sort of conflict of interest, they have to be the ones to go and file that in court and fight the judge, JT says, "Oh my gosh, that was supposed to be taken as sarcastic about the judge. I have a weird sense of humor." Yes, I know, but what I am saying, but it did trigger the fact that there are a lot of people in that are kind of just getting kind of crazy with it and going on Reddit and like filing petitions and like do a change.org to have the judge removed. And again, if the judge sees that, if the court see that, all that does is further fuel that there very likely may be a we know that it's not true, right? I know that you're not bots. We know why we're in this fight, and it's a fight for justice. It's not even necessarily a fight for Justin. I think it's fair to say we're not fighting for Justin, we're fighting for justice. And listen, here's the thing. I think if a terrible video came out of Justin and let's say he like smacked Blake's butt or he grabbed her in some way that was really inappropriate, I think we would all be like, "Oh, we believed him and we may have been wrong." I don't think that that video exists. I don't think that that's real. However, I think we're willing to follow the truth. At least I'm trusting that the community that we have here is in pursuit of the truth and in pursuit of justice. Therefore, you know, we should just be mindful of the fact that we don't want to get too cuckoo crazy because then we will definitely further fuel her team's campaign. Medj says, "LOL, pussy grabs back. Can't get that out of my head." Yeah, I mean, with that, remember in 2016, everyone's like, "Don't grab me, I'll grab back." Which, listen, I don't condone anybody grabbing anybody unwarranted without consent. You can give me a little butt smack. I consent. Okay. So that's Blake and her emotional distress claims that are officially dropped. All of that is moot. It is done. She's dropped it with prejudice. She's not asking for attorney's fees to be recovered in that. Um, yeah, see, Gwen says Friedman is smart enough to know if there's anything fishy going on here. I agree. So let's just not get crazy. Again, I know we may not like some of the judgment calls that he's making, but that doesn't mean that he's doing it because he has some sort of vested financial interest. Also, listen, I did catch some of Cassidy's video, and I think she made some good points. And I think the biggest tie that Lyman has to Blake and Ryan is his tie to Mint Mobile because I believe he's an investor of T-Mobile and T-Mobile bought out Mint Mobile. Now, we also have to factor in all the other layers of this. Ryan Reynolds does not own Mint Mobile anymore. He started Mint Mobile, but since has stepped away, or he like I think his role now is more like he sold it. So he collected his money, and then I believe he's more of like a spokesperson for Mint Mobile now. He may still have some sort of percentage in it, but it's now owned by, I believe, T-Mobile. They have bought Mint Mobile, so it's still one powerhouse company, which is typically what they do. Like all the Metro PCSs and all those other like small Cricket, all those like are usually owned by like AT&T, Verizon, or in this case, T-Mobile. So that said, we don't know. I don't think that there's any real investment that Lyman has in Reynolds, aside from that connection. But again, Reynolds sold the company. He's still the face of the company. It's like Bravo and Andy Cohen. Everybody's like, Andy has absolute power at Bravo. Well, it's actually like, no, he's no longer a Bravo executive. He's still the face of Bravo. He still has Watch What Happens Live, but Andy is no longer working for Bravo. He is now just the host of Watch What Happens Live and happens to be a producer on the shows on the Real Housewives franchise. But outside of that, like he doesn't have absolute authority or power. He's more of the mascot, the face of Bravo. And so that's, I think, how we can similarly look at Ryan Reynolds. Now, if there now does that what the financial vested interest is in, T-Mobile, Mint Mobile, Ryan Reynolds, I don't know what that paper trail looks like. There would need to be a further forensic digging into that. But yeah. But I thought that Cassidy made a really good point of saying, but regardless of how big or small the financial interest is, it still needs to be disclosed. Now, I'm sure Friedman may have seen this or known this or whatever. It may have been disclosed upfront. We don't know that. Enrique says, even if he is biased, they can use that in their favor. Yes, that's the other thing you have to remember. Even if he is biased, like that could be a card that Friedman has in his back pocket. Should things really go south, then he can be like, Judge, you're being unfair, you're being biased. And now here's a track record of all the things you dismissed our defamation claims. Here's all these other, like, he has to build a case against Lyman. He can't just say, I think you're biased. I think you have ties to Mint Mobile, even if he does. Like, if he's going to get the judge thrown out, Friedman is smart enough to have a really strong case against him. So my point in all of this is saying, let Friedman do his job and, trust the process. We just have to trust the process, you know? Listen, I agree. If Justin were your dad or son and the judge had one connection via the brother and the old connections to Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, would you want him to decide your fate? No. Um, the judge won't back down until we okay, no, guys, this is what I mean. Do not please don't do this. You're gonna fuck it up for all of us, okay? Don't do this vigilante shit. Please, you don't realize the implications of exposing Lyman as you think you're doing in your head, okay? Just trust the process, okay? Look at how long it took for Johnny Depp. He fought the Sun, he lost his defamation case over in the UK. It took time. There was a process of how all of this stuff, how the chain of events had to happen. Please do not try to take these people down. You're further fueling the crazy train. And all that's going to do, whether you dislike Blake Lively or not, all that's going to do is further validate Blake's claims that there's this campaign. And if they do it in the name of Justin, then all you're doing is helping her retaliation claims. But what if it's true? It can be true. I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm saying that there are connections. We don't know how deep they are. And it's also, guess what, guys? Not our responsibility to play the vigilante here. What our job is to follow the story, trust that there will be justice at the end of it, and trust that if we get to a place where it's halted and there's no justice at this trial, look at Karen Reed is on her second trial, right? Whether you believe she's innocent or guilty or whatever, like sometimes these things take time and we just have to trust the process. I can't believe the Justin supporters have been talking shit to the judge's brother, but maybe they aren't actually all Justin supporters. But I agree, people need to be careful. Let's be careful. Let's trust the process. Don't look dumb. Laura, that's going to be our statement moving forward. Don't look dumb. Because when you look dumb, you make us all look dumb. And then we all look like we just fell out of a coconut tree. You know what I mean? Just let it be. Yes. Nona says the lawyers will handle it. Listen to Nona. The lawyers will handle it. There we go. Julie says, I get what you're saying. Thank you. I get what you're saying. Yes, agreed. We can see where the facts point to and trust. It's not our like we have no control over the law here, right? Just like I was saying last week, don't fucking go riot because it's not going to help the cause. It takes away from the mission. It takes away from the message. It takes away from the dialogue that should be happening. Don't be stupid. What did Laura say? Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. I think stupid's a better word. Granny's interest says, I just joined. Thanks for telling people to trust the process. Yeah. And Cassidy gave that information, but didn't explain where the line is for conflict of interest. Yes. And again, these are all things that we're learning. And yeah, Friedman is aware. Leave it at that. Yes. At this point, just leave it at that. Just let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Okay. I'm here for Strollergate. Let's get into Strollergate. Let's read some of your responses to Strollergate because y'all were getting wild. Here, let me pull up. Let me pull up the post on Instagram. I won't pull up the TikTok, but I'll pull up the Instagram. Okay. Wow. 10,000 people, over 10,000 people liked the post on Strollergate. I was surprised. I was like, listen, it's a Friday. We're having fun. Let's do it. Wow. Wow, you guys, I just realized Strollergate got 1.9 million views on Instagram. Y'all are crazy. I took the weekend off to enjoy my birthday. And y'all went crazy with y'all love Strollergate. Okay, let's see what the results are from Strollergate, how people are feeling about Strollergate. Let's get into it. Okay. Else Rich weighed in and she said, maybe the baby is a small person. Shout out to the small people community. A 2.5-year-old should definitely have their feet dangling. I agree. The fact that there are no dangling legs from the 2.5-year-old is kind of strange in this teeny tiny little stroller. I agree. Justice for little people. Donna says she even lies about her baby strollers. Oh, Diana Espear. I love Diana. She's my friend. She says 2.5-year-old is a toddler. Toddlers sometimes like to sit with their legs bent, as we all do. Okay. Blake defender. Just kidding. JK, JK. That's why I was like, all the moms weigh in. Besties by Caitlin. She was just on the podcast a couple of weeks ago talking about Mormon wives. She says, listen, I'll say mine was about 25 pounds at that age, and he's still always been on the small side, except the day he was born. And I could push him with one hand. I would loathe to carry my 2-year-old around NYC on my hip, but where's his little legs? That's where I'm lost, LOL. But everything is bizarre at this point, so who knows? Amy says, not true. My 4-year-old can fit. Okay, Amy, this is where I draw the line. Okay, Amy, what is your 4-year-old's a Polly Pocket? There's no damn way your 4-year-old is fitting in that tiny little stroller. Even when you zoom into her sunglasses, you don't see a baby face. There's no baby face in her sunglasses, you know? Chris Bach says, this is a Vista stroller by Up a Baby. I have it. It's not an infant stroller. It's not an infant stroller only, and my kid's legs weren't dangling at 2.5 years old. I don't like her, but now we're just being stupid. We're just having fun. But like, where's the baby's legs? I still don't. What do you? The argument is the baby doesn't have legs. Is that the point you're trying to make? Um, Shan with the boys says, all of my 3 boys sit and have sat a stroller seat just like that. Your legs don't hang down because they are bent, and it's like you're sitting in a little chair. I literally have the same seat. The legs don't. But where's the chair? Like, but here's the thing. The stroller isn't very big. So I understand the argument of like, well, there's a little thing where they put their feet. But I don't know. But see, and then all these other moms are like, ain't no 2-year-old that's in that stroller, right? Because it looks like a really small stroller. And other moms have made the point that, like, why is the 2-year-old still facing you? Why is the 2-year-old not facing out? I don't know. Carl says, what's inside Blake's stroller? A, Shirsty's baby bump. B, one of her dragons. C, a plantation. Or D, her love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. Oh, Blake, 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 Blake. What a time. So, guys, I think Strollergate is just forever going to be a mystery that we never solve. We're never going to be able to solve Strollergate because it's just going to forever, forever be a mystery. I think we're just doomed. It's forever a mystery, guys. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll have any closure to Strollergate. They did a video on Zach's comments the other day. Who did a video on my comments the other day? Who's up at my Patty Stanger? Who's up in my comments? That comment had me falling out. Which falling out? Where are you falling out of a coconut tree? There would be legs or feet. My kid wouldn't sit like that, all hidden, right? Like you're literally like they're trying to say, oh yeah, the baby's in there. He's just like tucked in. His legs, he's like in a fetal position. What it is it's a new style of stroller. It's like it makes you feel like you're back in the womb. So we crunch up the baby and we put the baby into the teeny tiny little bassinet, and it's all good. What? Literally, what? Yeah, making me feel like I'm cooking. The bush birds. Who are the bush birds? Let's not forget how tall Blake and Ryan are. The 2.5-year-old might look like a 3.5-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. Who are the bush birds? They did a video on me? The bush. What did they say? Did they say nice things or were they mean? If they were mean, you don't have to tell me. Whoever or whatever is in there, turn it around so it's not having to stare at her nonstop. You don't do strollers at 4. If you want to make your kid walk or junk in your back, then you have to get one of those push bikes or a wagon. Yeah, I thought it was weird when the lady was like, my 4-year-old would fit in there. I was like, well, why? Your 4-year-old sounds like should not be there. Michelle says, still not over Patty Stanger having the audacity to stand up for Blake after her whole career of degrading women for the male gaze. Right? And not only that, but Patty didn't do it once. She keeps coming into my comments. That's why I started making videos. The Bush birds are awesome, Zach. They're so much fun. Okay, I'm going to have to check them out. As long as they're not mean to me, you know? Somebody says it's dog pool. Or E.T. E.T. or Brigitte Macron? Ba-dum bum psh. Oh, okay, let's move on to the Biebs, a baby Pop-Tart. The Biebs, the Bush Birds did a video on your comments. Oh, reading the comments from the post. I need to look up, let me look up the Bush Birds. The Bush, what did the Bush, what does that name mean? The Bush Birds. The Bush Birds. Are they on Instagram? I don't see them on Instagram. I don't know. Am I blocked? I see a bunch of Bush Bird comments, but I don't see them. What is their handle? All right. They're bird people. Zach finding the Bush Birds is when they're bird people. So they like birds? That's their content, is they like birds? What do they do with the birds? They just watch the birds? I want to see your peacock, cock, cock, your peacock, cock. I want to see your peacock, cock, cock, your peacock, cock, your peacock, cock, cock, your peacock, cock. There are no birds. There are no birds. Well, then what are they watching? The sky? If there are no birds. No birds. We're going to protest the birds. The judge has granted to unseal exhibits B through M, which includes the contract writer and marketing plan, because Wayfair no longer wants them under seal, about to see some new information. Well, it's about damn time. In a minute, I'm gonna need a sentimental man and woman to pump me up. Feeling fussy. Okay, let's move on to the Biebers. But yes, I'm glad that we're getting some new discovery. We'll probably break it down this week. I have Link Lauren on the show this week, so stay tuned for Link. The only Billy I know is Billy. The only Bush I know is Billy and his cousin. Oh. Lizzo should perform at the trial. Could you imagine? That would be hilarious. Her squad seems all her paid and promised people. Yeah, no shit. Okay. Let's talk about the Biebs, because he doesn't seem to be doing so hot. He seems to be going a little crazy. I mean, we already knew he was going a little crazy, but now it appears he's going even crazier with these new Instagram posts that he made. So he posted several things over the weekend. Here, let's pull up his Instagram account so we can review some of this. There were several different posts that he made. He had like this one where he says 80 miles from Santa Fe, still parked out by the lake. That was this morning with the bong, and it looks like, is that his face on it? Interesting. Okay. We have this weird, like these weird photos. This does not look like somebody. They're saying stop the drugs, mate. Like, he seems really out of it. He also posted this long message that we'll read in a sec. He posted him with a blunt. Is that a blunt? Is that what is this? A blunt, I'm assuming, is what that is, right? More weird selfie, up close, like unclear selfies. Then he posted these screenshots of text messages. Unclear who the text messages are to, but it says, I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Conflict is part of relationship. If you don't like my anger, you don't like me. My anger is a response to the pain I have been through. Asking a traumatized person not to be traumatized is simply mean. I wonder if he sent these to his wife. She said, I'm not used to someone lashing out at me. It's not that I don't see and feel your anger. He said, ouch, this friendship is official. Okay, so this is not Haley. This is a friend. Who is this friend? Ouch, this friendship is officially over. I will never accept a man calling my anger lashing out. I enjoyed our short-lived relationship. I wasn't kidding when I told you I didn't need you as a friend. I have good friends who will respect these boundaries. Wow. Justin saying, "Don't call me an angry black woman." Okay, Justin, we won't. He said, "I thought you were a pussy, which is why I always kept my distance, but I was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. This confirms you were the pussy I always thought you were." Ooh, and then he sent a middle finger, and then he says, "Please leave me alone now." And then this person responds, they said, "I'm a pussy." He said, "Blocking you now." Yikes. The Biebs. Yikes. Oof, Justin needs some different weed. Why are you laughing? Um, I vote for Sabrina Carpenter to be Justin's friend. This is toxic AF attitude. Justin needs therapy. My heart breaks for him, honestly. It is really sad. Like, it's a spiral for sure. It's absolute. Please do a comment reading segment of my comments or of Justin Bieber's comments. But so he posted a number of other things. So he posted like this one here where it's like this like weird um like a selfie. He posts these like really strange selfies, which to me are just kind of like, ugh. So then he posted those text messages again with this message on his story. He said, "Quit asking me if I'm okay. Quit asking me how I'm doing. I don't do that to you because I know how life is for all of us. It's hard. Let's encourage our people, not protect our insecurities onto another. Your concern doesn't come off as care. It just comes off as it's just oppressive, weirdo." Oh, see, now he's oppressed. He doesn't want you to call him an angry black woman or to oppress him. And then he posted this long statement with the Chris Brown song, nonetheless. It says, "People are telling me to heal. Don't you think I could have fixed myself if I, don't you think I could have fixed myself? I would have already. I know I'm broken. I know I have anger issues. I tried to do the work my whole life and be like the people who told me I needed to be fixed like them. And it just keeps making me more tired and more angry. The harder I try to grow, the more focused on myself I am. Jesus is the only person who keeps me wanting to make my life about others. Because honestly, I'm exhausted with thinking about myself lately. Aren't you?" He just seems to be in a really bad place. And it's just like, I don't mildly says, "I don't even really like Bieber. I'm still capable of having empathy for him and his struggles." It's very obvious he's having struggles. Benny Blanco posted something that made it look like he was referring to Bieber. What did Benny Blanco post? Well, not only that, but then is bro in a cult? Well, that's what his other friend accused him of, was being in a cult. He said this new church that he went to is a cult and Bieber's being exploited and taken advantage of. So I don't know. Um, It's just sad. And then Hailey Bieber posted on Father's Day. She this is also kind of weird. So I guess on Mother's Day, he posted something about how like Mother's Day sucks. And so she then for Father's Day commented on his post and she said, "Father's Day sucks ass," is what she commented. So it just seems like they're not in the best place. Like that, the fact that she didn't post about him and like give him a shout out. Let's see, does she post now? Maybe not. Haley Bieber. No. Her last photo was 4 days ago, and it was just like her out in the wilderness with a glass of wine. Is he even in these photos? No, he's not even in these photos. It doesn't look like he was at her at whatever panel this was that she just spoke at. Um, Anything on stories? There's a face mist. She reshared an old video of his or an old post of his, and then she reshared some ads of the road. Let's see. She Okay, so he posted, oh, wow. What is going on? Okay, let's pull up her Instagram because I'm watching it. So this is what he posted on Instagram, I guess for Father's Day. He posted this photo and it's like, "Oh, how cute for Father's Day." It's his wife and the baby and they're playing the piano together. And then you zoom in and the caption is literally a middle finger. So I don't think they're doing too well, guys. I don't think it's going too well. Um Oh, and then the comment said, "Bro, he's using the middle finger for every caption." And then it says, "Guys, I think the middle finger is for y'all, not his wife and child." I don't know. I kind of think it's for her. So and then she reposted it on her Instagram story, and I think she reposted it to be like, "See? Like, look at he's crazy." I don't know. I don't think they're doing too hot. The captions are unrelated to the pics. Well, then what's the point of captioning your picture if it's unrelated? Fame is always a gamble. You think infamy would be better, double-edged sword everywhere. Yeah. Justin is no fit to raise a child. Stop this pity party. He is isolated to drag his ass to get help. Stop whining. Couples therapy. I don't know. I really don't know, but it doesn't look good. Like him or not, undeniably, he's been through a ton of trauma. Yeah, I completely agree. And it's sad to kind of watch this continue to unfold in such a tragic way. I thought having a kid maybe would help him, maybe help him mature, maybe get off the drugs, but don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Okay, I think that's everything I got for you, right? We covered Strollergate. We covered all of the latest Blake stuff. We'll cover that more as I go through the latest court documents about the new discovery that's been unsealed. All of it. All right. Any closing thoughts, feelings, or vibes, guys, before we wrap up? She just sold her brand for big bucks. He would get a portion of it, possibly in the divorce. Yeah. All speculation. Well, obviously, if we don't know, it's all speculation. Him nodding out on stage was another big that was the biggest one for me, was seeing him nod out of him doing that, the Fenty folds. It breaks my heart to see how popular ketamine is. Yeah, listen, it's sad, it's unfortunate. My heart breaks, for him, for his family, for his son, all of it. But I do have some exciting news, guys, to wrap this up. Just a reminder, get your tickets. I'm going on tour this summer. We're kicking it off in Dallas, July 11th. So be sure to get your tickets to the Zactivated tour. Dallas, Phoenix, Philly, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. Go to nofilterlive.com to get your tickets. Get them right now. And also, I do have a fun, exciting announcement, but get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. Please go support. Um, I have a very special announcement. I think you guys are gonna like this announcement because it's so yummy. I will be at VidCon this year, which is it's one of the biggest it's mainly for like YouTubers, creators. It's a conference for, or it's a convention, influencers, fans, like brands and executives can kind of all come together. It was started by I think it originated from YouTube. And it's a really fun convention. I'm gonna be at VidCon, and not only will I be at VidCon attending, I'm going to be, thanks to Spotify asked me to do a live taping of No Filter at VidCon this year. So I will be on stage at the Spotify Theater at VidCon doing a live taping of the podcast with none other than Donna Bowling. So I'm gonna bring Donna on stage with me so you guys can come on out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, it's gonna be room 212, which is the podcast theater presented by Spotify, featuring Donna Bowling. So me and Donna will be on stage together this Saturday, June 21st, from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. So come on down, grab your friends, wear your florals. We're gonna serve lots of hot reality TV, tea, some pop culture tea, all of it live at VidCon on stage together. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Me and Donna are gonna be on stage together. Yay! Oh, so fun. Donna Bowling. And it's part of the community track. So there are 3 different tracks that they have. They have the community track, the creator track, and the industry track. So this is the community track that anybody can join us at. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super excited. Can't wait to hang out with Donna and hang out with you guys if any of you guys are coming. But it's just a fun. You can get your tickets now if you want to come on out to VidCon. There's still a chance to get tickets. You can come on down. Make sure you get the community track though if you want to see the podcast live at VidCon this weekend. I'm excited. Yay! Wear your florals. I will be wearing my florals for this. Thanks, Christine. Love you. Hi, Lisa. Zack, LOL, your program. Watch every day. I'm lost at the weekends. Aw, from Manchester, England. Thank you, Lou. Appreciate that. I'm going to assume they wanted to pose her before they amend. Oh, for sure. Her deposition's supposed to happen this month. So we'll see where that goes. Yay. Thanks, guys. How cool. That's so cool. Get it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's here in Los Angeles. So Anijah Robinson will not be there. She's in New York. But yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I adore you. I love you. Have a yummy rest of your Monday. I'll talk to you tomorrow on the podcast. Get your tickets. Go to nofilterlive.com to get your tickets. If you can make it out to VidCon this weekend, if you're in Anaheim, come on down. Come on down. Come out to VidCon, live taping of No Filter. It'll be fun. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good one. Give me a follow, Just Been Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. If you've been enjoying the podcast, please leave me an Apple Podcast review so they can stop calling me a Republican propagandist. I don't think I'm a Republican propagandist. I just think I'm like a common sense person that makes common sense arguments. But what do I know? I'm just a dumb podcaster. All right, guys, love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. Ciao for now.